Hey guys, I am about to ruin your day and I don't know how else to position this. This video today is about transgenderism, and I'm going to go over how in Canada the province of Ontario has effectively now completed the chapter on transgender and normalized it to its full extent. And it's essentially a betrayal of not only the Canadian citizens, but science, medical science, chemistry, biology, physics. It's a betrayal of all of that. And before I get into the actual article, and I'm going to do this really quickly today, so please bear with me, stay here till the end, and hopefully you can learn a little bit about the issue. But before I get into the actual article, I wanted to explain that what transgender is, because people who don't live in this underground alternative media thing may not have heard about it as much as I have. So transgender is a now very popular issue, and what they are claiming is that if you are transgender, it means you are either a male trapped in a female body or a female trapped in a male body, or whatever you are, you're trapped in the body you have, but that you are some other made-up gender. So two-spirited is an example. I've heard people who support the transgender community that the amount of genders you can be is infinite. So, very hard to know what exactly we're dealing with when you have an infinite amount of things you can become. And my position on it is that I rely heavily on empirical data, meaning biology, science, medicine, because I believe that what has been established is it's like that in the world. It's cross nations and it's applicable universally. So I have a very hard time separating myself from the achievements of medical science, especially when it comes to this sphere. I know science has been used for evil. I fully understand that, but I think that in this case, science is actually correct on the issue. There are two genders only, and then there are a series of people who may be confused, who may have a mental disorder. And I think that we should help those people specifically with the uniqueness of their circumstances. So putting a band-aid on all of it by calling everybody transgender as people who have rights under the law, and bending all of the laws, bending all the forms, that is an overreach from the government, and it should have been left within the people in those societies and their medical practitioners / psychologists / psychiatric care around them. Government never should have stepped into that. But I'll get it back to the transgender agenda, but just before, I'm just going to refer to the article so everybody knows what I'm talking about. This is an article in the CBC, Canadian Broadcast Corporation, which is a left-wing media, and basically it's become a propaganda arm of the Canadian government. So you'll never find in the CBC any article that say anything deviating from the narrative that the Canadian government wants to push as propaganda. So the title of the article, and the link will be below, you can click on it. It's called "Ontario has just issued its first non-binary birth certificate." So why do I say this is the final kind of achievement is because over the past few years, Ontario has been slowly allowing more and more of the official documents identifying you to be gender fluid. So, for example, your driver's license that you can get now has been, for a few years now, you have the ability to go and say you want to be whatever gender you want on that. The forms from the government, every form I get from school in the education system has that option now. And more private industries are following suit. But this, we're talking about the government and how they are allowing every single one of their official documentations to be gender fluid. So passports already there. Driver's license, health card, they're already there. The last piece was the birth certificate. So it started a few months ago where if you have a child born now, you can actually say, I am going to let him pick his gender, which is absurd. But now you can retroactively reapply for your birth certificate and change your gender on there. So this is the last final achievement that the transgender movement has, and it's the full-on betrayal of anything that has to do with reality and science and citizens in general. So it's a very alarming state because they've achieved everything they wanted to do with this. And I'm going to explain now really quickly before I go why it has nothing to do with transgender, gender, binary, medical science. It has nothing to do with any of that. The goal of the government for meddling and being involved to the extent that it is it wants to control you. It has no interest in actual transgender people. It doesn't care if you're transgender. It doesn't care what you identify as. What they're doing, and it's beyond virtue signaling, they really simply want to control you. So by actually making the population confused about these issues and wasting time looking at this, not only can the government pursue other agendas, but on top of it, they're making sure that you are brainwashed. So now you can go and say you're born a man, you can say you're a woman, and that confuses everybody around you. You're confused. Everybody will be confused. The government sanctions it, which makes it even more confusing because it's a full-fledged denial of reality. Now, the government wants you in that state because it's much easier to take more and more control of your life if you are confused. So that's the ultimate agenda. It has nothing to do really with what you actually feel or want. That's not what the government's after. They want to control you. It's a little bit like 1985, trying to get everybody to be the same so that there's no differences between men and women. Sorry, 1984. Did I say 5? Anyways, 1984, the book by George Orwell, where everybody has to become kind of droids. No difference between male and female. It's part of the destruction of the family, because if they destroy your family, they destroy the traditional structures. So male married to a female with kids, they destroy that. Then the government can take control of your kids. They can take control of everything around you. So this is what this is all about. It has nothing to do with transgenderism. And the government of Ontario has achieved the last stage of this. So everybody, we have to pay close attention. Transgender is just one of the little parts that they're going after. They're going to go after many different other parts, but pay attention, look at what's happening. When it comes time for us to vote, we still have the ability to change with voting. So please vote out the Liberals, because the damage they're inflicting is incredible at this point. Speak out if you can. If you can't, I completely understand. I really get it, and it's a tough thing to do. If you can't speak out, share this video with people. Share it anonymously if you can. Even just like this video, so it helps get this video more popularity, and then when people search for it, they'll find it a little bit more easily. So anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think about all of this. Share, like. Thank you very much for staying with me till the end on this one. It's a really, really big issue, and I hope everybody has a decent day after news like this. I don't know. My day is a little bit ruined, but anyways, I will talk to you guys a bit later.